to the Carlos Chronicles. Hallelujah. Welcome to Carlos Chronicles. I'm glad you're here for episode 3. Episode 3 of Carlos Chronicles here on the YouTube channel, man. I pray, I do pray, but I also hope that the last 2 weeks that you guys have learned a lot more about my crazy life and some of the stories that I'm telling that have been embarrassing moments for me. First week, we talked about the time I got caught humping the Jet Ebony magazines of the week, video of the week, when I was 7 years old. Last week, whoo, Lord, we talked about the time that I did not refresh my internet browser and porn accidentally got paid on the main speaker at the church that I was attending. You got to go back and hear the story. If you have not seen that video, go back. I know that's a lot. Now, you know you're saying, wait a minute. How did that happen? You got to go back and watch the story, okay? You got to go back, right? This week, we're going to talk about the moment I realized that my mom's OBGYN was a freak, okay? Yes, you heard it. I realized that my mom's OBGYN was a freak, okay? So, my mom was scheduled to have some type of woman's surgery to clear up some things that she had going on. She's getting older, and so she's going through the natural change of life. Basically, she's about to get a hysterectomy. She's about to get that thing reshaped, okay? It's about to be brand new, okay? That thing is about to be ready for Mr. Earl, Mr. Stanley, Mr. Willie. She's getting it ready for them. She's about to have it popping, okay? Big things popping around here. Right? Yes, I'm talking about my mom's vagina. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. My mama need to get that thing popping. She done lived a good life. She need to live some more. Okay? She need Mr. Stanley to pull out that long anaconda on her. But that's here nor there. Right? So anyway, my mom, we're at the hospital. She's getting ready to have this procedure done to kind of get some things started in that process, right? So my mom is extremely nervous. So if you know, when you get ready to have surgery, they always take you back to get pre-ready, okay, to get your blood pressures, check your vitals. You're usually in this room, and there's nurses. The anesthesiast is coming in, kind of explaining whatever's going to go on. The doctor comes in, who's actually doing the surgery, kind of explains what the procedure is going to be, right? So all that's going on. You know, you get your IV put in, and my mom is extremely nervous about getting IV. So I, being a good son that I am, I go back there with her, right? I'm keeping her company. We're laughing. I'm keeping her laughing, trying to keep her spirits high, trying to keep her blood pressure levels low, because if your blood pressures are too high, they won't do it. So I'm trying to keep her relaxed. So we're making a lot of jokes with the nurse. I'm flirting. I'm laughing. Everybody's having a good time. She's giving everybody a full warning. Please, my son is crazy. Just ignore him. We're having a great time, right? So her doctor comes in. Black man, very well known in the community here in the city that I live in here in Omaha, Nebraska. And he walks in and he says, "Hey, I know you." And I said, what you do, see me on cops? Being funny, right? He's like, no. You do comedy. I said, oh yeah. I am a comedian. He was like, yeah, I saw you at the Phony Bun in Omaha. You was with Shuler King. And he's right. Maybe a month before this, I had just did a weekend at the Omaha Funny Bone with Shuler King. Very funny comedian. Please go check him out, okay? So he's talking to me. Now, the purpose of the doctor to come in is to talk about how the surgery is going to go, what he's going to do, right? This doctor has got so caught up and he was so impressed with me that all he talked about was how funny I was, how hilarious I was. He was like, you know, he's asking me questions. Who are you working with? Why are you not famous yet? Why are you not doing this? What's going on? What do we need to do? What do I need to do? Okay? He hasn't asked my mom one question. He hasn't said anything to my mom, right? So we're having this conversation, going back and forth. My mom finally says, Doc, what about me? He said, oh, yeah. So he comes back to doctor mode. He talks to my mom about how the procedure is going to go. He tells me it's going to be about 45 minutes, right? So I'm like, cool. So I say my goodbyes, see you later, moms, because she's getting ready to go back there. They give her the anesthesia, she's getting ready to go back. So I go back to the waiting room, right? Sitting there chilling. About 15 minutes later, a nurse comes and says, hey, go to the pre-op meeting room. The doctor wants to talk to you. Now, this is 15 minutes later. This surgery was supposed to be 45 minutes. So I'm immediately spooked, like, oh my gosh, what has happened? What is wrong with my mom? My mind's going a million miles per minute, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So I'm in the room waiting. The doctor, about 2 minutes I wait, and the doctor comes in, and he's got this look like something went wrong. So he sits down with this serious look, and he says, hey, man, so how long you been doing comedy? And he goes right back into talking about comedy, and I'm like, yo, fam. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I entertained him for about 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, so, what's going on? They said something happened, you want to talk to me. He was like, oh, this is the part that threw me off, okay? And I knew my mama's OBGYN was a freak, right? So he said, yeah, man, we did a procedure. I'm done. Everything, it went way quicker than what I expected. I went in there. I got good up in there. I did some roaming around. I did some looking around, did some peeking around. And I'm going to tell you, everything looks good and pretty in there. It's looking real nice. It's looking real good. It's extremely pretty in there. And he kept emphasizing that it's looking real good, and he was roaming in there, and that it's pretty. And in my mind, I'm thinking, nigga, is you trying to say that my mama coochie pretty? And what you mean roaming around? You trying to say my mama coochie loose too? This man has literally explained to me that my mama got a pretty loose coochie. Nigga! You just gonna tell me that? You couldn't go in there and say that the procedure went well, everything's good, you got everything cleared up. No. He says, oh yeah, man, I was in there, man. You know what I'm saying? It looked real good in there. It was nice and pretty in there. I got up in there, roamed around a little bit, got some things going. It looked real good. It's real pretty. It's real good in there. Yeah, man, she's gonna be good. She's gonna be just fine. Everything's clear. Why are you giving me this sensual look talking about my mama's coochie, man? And it was at that moment I knew my mama's OBGYN was a freak. Me being a comedian, I have to go and tell this story. I took it to the stage. I told people, come to find out, he's been like this to a lot of women. Okay? One woman told me that the Negro, when she was pregnant and he was doing the ultrasound, he said, oh, that's definitely a boy. He got a good one. He got a good one on him. He got a good one on him. He must take after his dad. Wait a minute. What? Sir, what? It was at that moment I knew that my mama's OBGYN was a freak.